Bismillahir-Rahman-ir-Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wa assalatu wa salamu ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sabihi ajmayin. My dear brothers and sisters, there is something incredibly beautiful about the way we begin our mornings. Each dawn is a blank page, a new chance to write a story filled with barakah, peace, and divine purpose. And one of the most powerful ways to begin that day is with Surah Ya-Seen. The Prophet referred to Surah Ya-Seen as the heart of the Qur'an. It is a surah that softens the hardest of hearts, brings clarity in confusion, and light in darkness. When you recite Surah Ya-Seen at the start of your day, you are not just reading verses. You are inviting Allah's blessings into everything that follows. It is as though you are planting the seeds of barakah in your time, your thoughts, your work, and your heart. Today, we will reflect on 5 key reminders about the power of beginning your day with Surah Ya-Seen, how it can bring light into your morning, peace into your heart, and blessings into every step you take throughout the day. Every morning is a spiritual opportunity, a moment when your soul can align with Allah before the noise of the world begins. The early hours carry a special peace, a divine stillness that allows your heart to connect deeply with your Creator. When you choose to begin your day with Surah Ya-Seen, you are choosing light over distraction, remembrance over forgetfulness, and purpose over chaos. The Qur'an was sent as guidance, as mercy, as light, and Surah Ya-Seen embodies all of that. It begins with powerful verses that remind the heart of revelation itself, that the Qur'an is not just words to be read, but guidance meant to transform our lives. When you open your morning with these verses, your heart remembers that you are not walking through this day alone. You walk with divine instruction, divine comfort, and divine purpose. The mornings we fill with Qur'an are different from those we fill with social media, stress, or noise. One brings barakah, the other brings anxiety. The believer understands that how you begin your day often shapes how you end it. A morning rooted in Surah Ya-Seen gives your heart clarity. It calms your emotions, it directs your intentions, and it reminds you why you are here. To serve Allah, to remember Him, and to seek His pleasure. You'll notice that when you recite Surah Ya-Seen, your thoughts are clearer, your focus stronger, and your heart lighter. It's as though Allah places unseen blessings in your hours. What would have felt overwhelming becomes manageable. What would have been confusing becomes clear, because you started your day with the remembrance of the one who controls every outcome. There's something deeply spiritual about reciting the words of Allah in the morning. The angels descend to listen. The heart opens. The tongue softens. You begin your day not reacting to the world, but responding to your Lord. And that shift changes everything. Because when Allah is the first one you speak to, you begin to see His hand in everything that follows. Every verse of Surah Ya-Seen becomes like a shield around you, protecting your heart from anxiety, your mind from negativity, and your time from being wasted. You walk through the day differently, with a heart that is anchored, with a soul that is awake, and with a calmness that the dunya cannot give. And the truth is, beginning your day with Surah Ya-Seen is an act of love. It's telling Allah, "Way Allah, before I face the world, I turn to you." It's saying, "You are my priority, my peace, my guide." And when you start your day like that, Allah blesses everything that follows: your work, your home, your health, your time, your heart. So, my dear brothers and sisters, never underestimate the power of those early moments. The Qur'an recited in the morning is like light shining into your day. It's Allah's way of saying, "Begin with me, and I will take care of the rest." When you recite Surah Ya-Seen, you are not simply reading, you are remembering. You are reminding your heart of why you are here, where you are going, and what truly matters. This surah begins by reminding us that the Qur'an was revealed to awaken the hearts of those who were heedless. It shakes us gently, saying, "Don't get lost in this world. Don't let your purpose fade beneath the weight of daily life." Every verse of Surah Ya-Seen carries a message about life and death, not to make you fearful, but to make you aware that life is temporary, that death is not the end, and that every breath you take is a step toward meeting Allah. The world we live in constantly tells us to chase comfort, success, and recognition, but Surah Ya-Seen pulls us back. It reminds us that true success is not in wealth or status, but in living a life that pleases Allah. When you begin your day with Surah Ya-Seen, you remind yourself that this dunya is not your destination, it's your journey. It's a place of planting, not harvesting. It's the field where you sow the seeds of sincerity, patience, and trust so that in the hereafter, you can reap the reward. That awareness changes how you move through your day. Suddenly, your small acts, your smile, your prayer, your patience become acts of worship because your intention is clear. This surah also speaks deeply about accountability and resurrection. Allah tells us of the people who denied the truth and turned away, and how they were reminded again and again, yet refused to listen. And He tells us of those who believed, who faced hardship but held firm, who lived for the unseen reward, who chose faith even when it was difficult. When you reflect on these stories, you realize that this surah is not just history, it's guidance for your soul today. Starting your day with Surah Ya-Seen keeps your heart humble. It makes you aware of your dependence on Allah, and it prevents arrogance from growing. Because when you remember death and the reality of standing before Allah, your ego softens, your pride lowers, and your heart begins to heal. You stop wasting time on things that don't matter, and you start investing your time in what truly lasts. In this surah, Allah shows us both the fragility and beauty of life. He reminds us that He can bring the dead to life, that just as He brings plants from barren soil, He can bring hope from despair and faith from forgetfulness. When you carry that reflection with you, it changes how you respond to every difficulty. You stop saying, "Why me?" and start saying, "La Allah, guide me through this." And that is the essence of grounding yourself. Knowing that everything that happens, whether joy or hardship, is part of a divine plan designed to draw you closer to Him. Surah Ya-Seen teaches you to live with awareness, to see beyond the surface, to see Allah's wisdom in every turn. So as you recite it in the quiet of the morning, let it humble you. Let it soften your heart and remind you that this life is a test, not a home. Let it teach you that the one who remembers death most is not sad, but wise, because they live each day with purpose, peace, and gratitude. When you carry the message of Surah Ya-Seen in your heart, you begin to live differently. You become more mindful, more patient, more alive. Because every sunrise reminds you that life is short, but the mercy of Allah is vast. Every one of us wakes up with worries. There are bills to pay, people to care for, dreams to chase, and challenges that sometimes feel too heavy to carry. But when you begin your day with Surah Ya-Seen, you are not just reading verses. You are invoking divine ease into your life. You are asking Allah to fill your time with barakah, your efforts with success, and your struggles with strength. The Qur'an is not only a book of guidance, it is a source of healing. It calms the heart when the world overwhelms it. Surah Ya-Seen carries verses that speak directly to the believer who feels burdened, verses that remind you that Allah never leaves a heart that calls upon Him. The recitation of Surah Ya-Seen brings a special tranquility, a kind of peace that doesn't come from your circumstances changing, but from your heart trusting. Many scholars have said that Surah Ya-Seen is recited for ease in provision, in hardship, in matters of the heart, and in times of uncertainty. When you recite it in the morning, you are essentially handing your day over to Allah and saying, "Why, Allah, make today easy for me, bless my efforts, protect my heart." And Allah, in His mercy, responds in ways you cannot always see but can always feel. Sometimes barakah doesn't mean getting more. It means finding peace in what you have. You may not have everything you want, but you find that what you do have is enough. You may not finish all your tasks, but the work you do completes itself with grace. That is what barakah looks like. When time stretches, when small efforts bear big results, when little things bring deep joy. Surah Ya-Seen reminds us that Allah is the one who brings life to what seems lifeless. He gives strength to what feels weak. He brings clarity to confusion and calm to chaos. When you carry its message in your heart, you begin to see Allah's help in the smallest of details. The right words at the right time, a door opening unexpectedly, a problem that suddenly resolves itself. These are not coincidences, these are signs of divine barakah. Life will always have challenges. That is part of our test. But what changes everything is how you face those challenges. A person who begins their day with Surah Ya-Seen doesn't face problems alone, they face them with Allah's words echoing in their heart. Every time hardship comes, they remember the verse. Indeed, His command when He intends a thing is only that He says to it, "Be," and it is. That verse alone is enough to strengthen the weary soul. When you recite Surah Ya-Seen consistently, you begin to notice the subtle shifts. The burden you thought would crush you suddenly feels lighter. The sadness that lingered starts to fade, and the things you feared begin to fall into place. That is the power of Qur'an. It doesn't remove your tests, but it gives you the heart to walk through them with faith and patience. So, the next time you wake up feeling overwhelmed, turn to Surah Ya-Seen. Let its verses wash over your heart like light through the clouds. Let them remind you that your Lord is near, that ease follows hardship, and that nothing you face is ever beyond His mercy. Because when you start your day with the words of Allah, He blesses everything that follows, your thoughts, your actions, your time, and your heart. When you begin your day with Surah Ya-Seen, you are not just reading words. You are building a shield around yourself. This surah becomes your spiritual armor, a divine protection that guards you from harm, anxiety, and the unseen trials that await throughout the day. Allah's words are not ordinary words. They carry light, strength, and power. When you recite Surah Ya-Seen in the morning, that light accompanies you. It protects your heart, your mind, and your path. Many people go through the day unaware of how vulnerable the soul is. We face invisible battles, whispers of doubt, waves of sadness, distractions, envy, and unseen harm. But Allah, out of His mercy, gave us the Qur'an as a weapon of light. And Surah Ya-Seen stands as one of the most powerful shields for a believer. It is said that whoever recites it in the morning, Allah protects them until the evening. Whoever recites it in the evening, Allah protects them until the morning. This is not superstition, it is a spiritual truth. The words of Allah create a barrier that no harm can cross without His permission. When you read Surah Ya-Seen, reflect on its verses. They are filled with reminders of Allah's power. Verses that speak of how He brings the dead to life, how He controls the sun and the moon, how He commands the winds, and how every soul will one day return to Him. These verses remind you that the one who governs the universe is also taking care of you. What could you possibly fear when the one who said, "Be," and it is the one who guards you? This daily recitation doesn't only protect you from external harm, it also shields your inner world. It guards your heart from despair, your tongue from negativity, and your thoughts from hopelessness. Because the truth is, the greatest danger we face is not always outside of us, but inside. When we lose trust in Allah, when we give in to fear, when we forget our purpose, Surah Ya-Seen realigns you every morning, reminding you that Allah's mercy is greater than your mistakes, that His wisdom is deeper than your confusion, and that His plan is far better than your fears. There are countless stories from believers who found themselves rescued in moments of distress after reciting Surah Ya-Seen. Whether it was relief from financial hardship, healing from illness, or comfort in grief, this surah carries blessings that reach every corner of life. And that is because it is filled with divine truths that heal the heart. When you start your day with Surah Ya-Seen, you are not asking for a perfect day. You are asking for Allah to walk with you through it, to turn every difficulty into wisdom, every delay into protection, and every test into purification. Every time you read it, imagine Allah's light wrapping around you. Imagine the angels surrounding you as you recite. Imagine the peace that comes when you surrender your day entirely to the one who never forgets his servants. Because Surah Ya-Seen is not just a recitation, it is a reminder that you are never alone. You walk through your day under the watchful care of the most merciful, the most loving, the most powerful. And when you understand this, your worries begin to fade. You stop fearing what people can do or what the day may bring. You move through life with calm confidence, knowing that Allah's protection surrounds you, His words strengthen you, and His mercy guides you every step of the way. When you make Surah Ya-Seen a part of your daily morning routine, you open the doors to continuous blessings that flow through every area of your life. This surah is known as the heart of the Qur'an, and when something is described as the heart, it means it gives life, it gives spiritual vitality, energy, and connection. The more you recite it, the more it nourishes your soul, and the more Allah places barakah, divine increase, in your time, your sustenance, your relationships, and your peace. We live in a time where everyone is searching for blessings in work, in wealth, in happiness, in family. But blessings are not found in chasing the world, they are found in returning to Allah. When you recite Surah Ya-Seen in the quiet hours of the morning, before the world awakens, you are declaring that your first connection of the day is not with people, not with your phone, not with the world, but with Allah. And whoever begins their day with Allah, Allah blesses everything that follows. Every letter you recite carries reward, and every reflection you make opens the heart to guidance. The Prophet said that whoever recites Surah Ya-Seen seeking the pleasure of Allah, his sins will be forgiven. Imagine that beginning your day by cleansing your heart of sin, by purifying your soul, by drawing nearer to your Creator. You start the morning forgiven, protected, and guided, and that spiritual state follows you wherever you go. The blessings of this surah don't end when you close the Qur'an. The barakah extends into your day. In the way people treat you, in the calmness you feel, in the ease that Allah brings into your affairs. Things begin to fall into place in ways you couldn't have planned, and small acts bring immense reward. That's because when Allah blesses your time, He makes a single hour more fruitful than an entire day of worldly striving. Reciting Surah Ya-Seen also strengthens your connection with the Qur'an as a whole. It awakens love for Allah's words and builds a habit of remembrance. Each morning, as you recite it, your heart softens a little more, your trust in Allah deepens, and your perspective on life shifts. You begin to see trials not as punishments, but as invitations to grow closer to Him. You begin to recognize that blessings are not always about what you have, but about the peace Allah places in your heart. There's also a hidden secret in consistent recitation. It trains your soul to return to Allah no matter how life changes. When life is easy, Surah Ya-Seen becomes a song of gratitude. When life is difficult, it becomes a source of strength and healing. When you are lost, it becomes a map that guides you back to purpose. And when you are content, it becomes a reminder that all goodness flows from Him. Think of it like planting a tree in your heart. Every recitation is like watering it, nourishing it, helping it grow. Over time, that tree gives shade in hardship, fruit in abundance, and beauty in every season. This is the effect of Allah's words. They don't just touch your mind, they transform your heart. And remember, blessings are not always visible. Sometimes the barakah of Surah Ya-Seen is in what Allah removes. A calamity that never reaches you, a hardship that passes quickly, a loss that is replaced with something far better. Sometimes the blessing is in what Allah gives: peace during chaos, patience during delay, light during confusion. So never underestimate the power of starting your day with this surah. It is not just a ritual. It's a conversation with your Creator. It's a key to unlocking blessings that continue to ripple through your life in ways only Allah can measure. Begin your mornings with it, and you'll find that even the hardest days are filled with ease, and even the smallest moments are filled with meaning. Because when you start your day with Surah Ya-Seen, Allah blesses everything that follows. Your time, your health, your work, your family, and most importantly, your heart. Alhamdulillah, my dear brothers and sisters, as we come to the end of this reminder, let us pause and reflect deeply. How merciful is Allah that He gives us simple keys to unlock extraordinary blessings. Surah Ya-Seen is not just a chapter to recite, it is a door to light mercy, protection, and endless barakah. Every morning when the world is still quiet, Allah is calling you. He is inviting you to begin your day with His words, to seek His blessings before you seek anything else. When you recite Surah Ya-Seen, you are saying, "Why Allah, I give you my morning, I give you my heart, and I trust you with my day." And when you do that sincerely, Allah beautifies every step you take, even the difficult ones. Life can be heavy. There will be days of confusion, heartbreak, and pain. But when you hold on to the Qur'an, when you start your day with remembrance, those same difficulties turn into opportunities for growth. You begin to see Allah's wisdom where once you only saw loss. You begin to feel peace in places that once felt empty. This is the power of starting your morning with Allah. Your soul is fed before your body, your heart is guided before your mind, and your purpose is renewed before your plans begin. So make a promise today that you will not let a Friday or any morning pass without reciting Surah Ya-Seen. Let it be your daily connection, your morning light, your spiritual foundation. Even if you can only read a few verses, do it with sincerity. Even if you don't understand every word, do it with love. Because Allah looks not at the quantity, but at the heart behind your actions. And remember, the Qur'an is not a book to be kept on a shelf. It's a companion to walk through life with. Let it speak to you, comfort you, guide you, and heal you. The more you hold on to it, the more Allah will hold on to you. So tomorrow morning, when you wake up, before you reach for your phone, before you open your eyes fully, whisper a short prayer. Why Allah, fill my morning with your light, my heart with your remembrance, and my day with your blessings. Then recite Surah Ya-Seen. Watch how your life begins to shift, how your days become lighter, and how peace begins to take root in your soul. May Allah make the Qur'an the light of our hearts, the companion of our days, and the intercessor for us on the day of judgment. May He fill our mornings with barakah, our tongues with dhikr, and our hearts with gratitude. Jazakallahu khairan for spending this moment of reflection. May Allah reward you for every intention to seek closeness to Him. Until next time, keep your heart connected, your tongue remembering Allah, and your mornings filled with Qur'an. Wa assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Subhanallah wa bihamdihi subhanallahil azim. Faya Manila, and thank you for listening.